Hi, Facebook family. It's Susan here. I don't know what's happening in your neck of the woods, but we're having a storm here. It's snowing like crazy. So I was already outside shoveling my driveway, playing with Mr. Cooper, and now I'm kind of inside just hibernating, thinking about my work, working on some stuff. And I decided to come online and just say hello and practice a little something. I am working on a piece that I am calling How Do I Know If I Need a Coach? And I'm thinking about making a video on this and doing a little talking about this. And I thought that, as I do sometimes with you guys, I would just come online and share some thoughts and practice my language a little bit. So, hi, Debbie Diver. How are you? Good to see you on Facebook. Thanks for joining me. So I have been a coach for a few years now. Before that, I was doing work as a coach. It's sort of a modality or a methodology that has worked well for me. Actually, I can think all the way back to my time in high school, the leadership activities I did that I now realize had a sort of orientation as a coach. And all the way through all of my work, this has been sort of underlying my work. Hi, Scott. Thank you so much. This is such an important topic. And I've started kind of not a white paper, but a topic paper on it. So the way that I evolved as a coach happened organically and really happened through my consulting. And I think that might be pretty common. The nature of my consulting work, I did consulting for nonprofits for many, many years, a few decades, in fact. In the end, ultimately, I realized that the success of my consulting work was my skill as a coach to connect deeply, support lovingly, ask questions, listen, and inspire and motivate. So one of the things that I've learned in the last few years that I've really been pursuing coaching, and then with my brother-in-law's encouragement, I actually got certified last year. And I've been doing this work as a paid professional coach for a couple of years now. One of the things that I've learned is that a coach is not an advisor. A coach is not a consultant. And a coach is not a mentor. A professional coach is someone who works with you to elicit things from you. And so I have written up a couple of questions and I'm going to share them with you. Okay, so my title is, how do I know if I need a coach? And if I do, how do I select a coach? So I want to ask you if you have been wondering if you should hire a life coach. I ask this question because people ask this of me all the time. They're always telling me, oh, I'm thinking about hiring a coach. They ask me what I do. They ask me how I do it, how much do I charge, etc. So that's one of the questions I wanted to ask you. Have you been wondering if you should hire a life coach? If so, stay tuned because I'm hoping to share some information that will be helpful to you. The first question that I'm asked most often is, how do I know if I need a coach? And my answer is, I believe that everyone can benefit from having a coach. Yes, everyone can benefit from having a coach. It's something that it may be topical or timely, or it may be for more general life purposes, but there's, in some way, shape, or form, most people do have things that they're working on or working towards or they aspire to. And separate from therapy, actually, I just realized that I think I'm going to add that as a question. How is coaching different from therapy? But I won't do that today because I have to think about that and write about that. But working with a coach can help you move in the direction that you want to go. So what I say is, You know that athletes have coaches, right? You even may know of a voice coach or a dance coach, right? And so coaching is for people who need the same kind of support. They look at your form, they look at your style, they evoke and elicit the best in you. And that's why I say everyone can benefit from having a coach. So I want to tell you that the first time I hired a coach, it's a little embarrassing, but I'm just going to say it because you guys know me by now and you know that I always share my truth with you. The first time I hired a coach, I was sort of looking ahead to my 50th birthday, and aging has always been an issue for me. So turning 50 was like a big deal for me, and I was really dreading it. And so I decided that I would hire a coach. So the truth is, I was 47. So yes, I hired a coach 3 years before I was turning 50 because I was, sort of angsting about turning 50 years old. It was such a big deal. Now I'm so far past 50, it's funny to think about this. But I did hire a coach. It was, for me at that time, to make that investment, it was a lot of money for me to spend. But of the many things, of the many ways that it helped me, I met weekly with her, and of the many ways that it helped me, there was one thing that I identified that just really sort of got me through to the exact place I wanted to be at that time, and that was this, that I realized that when I was turning 50, it was going to coincide with my younger of two children leaving home. And I was going to suddenly have sort of time and space and freedom in a way that I hadn't had for the last 20 plus years with the two kids, right? And that I would be able to use that time to see my nieces and nephews more, to spend a little bit more time with my nieces and nephews. This is kind of a silly thing, but that was so deeply important to me that it unlodged a sticking point for me. And that's one of the things that working with a coach can do. It can unlodge you from a sticking point. And when I identified that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm so excited for that time. That's the short version of the story, but I just want you to know that I have worked with a coach, and that was my personal experience. And that's why I say that I believe that anyone can benefit from a coach at any time. So also I want to let you know that I was hired by someone who was 69 years old because she said, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the next 20 years. And when that happened, I was like, my brain just was totally blown. Here is a 70-year-old, almost 70, and she was trying to figure out what she was going to do for the next 20 years. And she didn't want to just sit there and die. And so there's another example. Who would think that a 70-year-old woman would need to hire a coach? Well, we had fun working together, exploring, imagining. I just asked questions basically and listened to, trying to evoke, elicit, pull out of her what something would feel purposeful to her. And so we had a ball working together. So there's another example of everyone, why I think everyone can use a coach. So that's one of the questions. How do I know if I need a coach? I believe that everyone can benefit from a coach. Depending on what you're thinking about these days, there's a coach for everything. I'm sure you're very well aware of this. A life coach is someone who will help you generally in life. But there's also a career coach, a speaking coach. I'm a confidence coach. And there's an executive coach. There's all kinds of coaches that you can look for to help you get through the place that you want to go. So I do have a quote here from someone you may know. Bill Gates is famously quoted as saying, everyone needs a coach. We all need people to give us feedback. That's how we improve. So that's something that he's not the only leader who says. Many, many, many executive leaders have worked with coaches. The next question is, what does a coach do? here's my response. A coach asks questions, listens deeply, and helps you break through resistance and bring you into alignment with your goals. So resistance is this. Resistance is like, constantly being blocked. It's like being in resistance all the time. And we want to be in flow. We want to be, in alignment like this, right? In alignment, coming together like this, nice and easy. And that's what puts us in flow. Happily, calmly moving forward in life, moving in the direction that we want to go. And that's what I believe a coach does with you. A coach can help you see yourself as the person you want to be, asking thought-provoking questions, and also usually offering various tools to see yourself as the person or worker or producer you aspire to be. So different coaches use different kinds of tools. Some people use personality assessments, various kinds of, formal assessments. My tools are organic. They're all 100% custom. They're tools that I've created, for myself, actually, that I've created and used and still use for myself. I still use my tools all the time. And then I use them with my clients all the time. So some coaches will work with you for a long period of time, some people for a shorter period of time. Right now, my evolved style is like shorter term, high impact. So I see my work in helping you get more confident as let's get you more confident and moving you on your way, moving you in the direction that you want to go. Now, this doesn't help me with regular long-term income because I could work pretty quickly with someone, and generally my packages are like 4 months, and I feel like the work that I'm hired to do with you can get done in 4 months. I do actually have several clients who have renewed with me, but that's only because now they're at another level and they want to do more. And they want to, keep going forward, not still working on the same thing. But other coaches work over a longer period of time, and I'm not judging that, and I'm not saying which way is right or wrong. Different coaches have different styles, and I just wanted to let you know, the question is, what does a coach do? Different coaches have different styles, different methodologies, but basically they help you get into alignment with your goals, moving in the direction that you want to go. Okay, I say, then I go into a process myself on how I work. I'm not going to delineate that here. I'll see if I can upload this onto this video page so you can read it for yourself. The third question that I wrote is, how do I select a coach? This is something that honestly is a very hard question. It's a very common question. A lot of people do think about hiring a coach, but then they don't know how to select a coach or even where to find one. So I say connect personally first. And I say, in my opinion, have a long call to vet the fit of style, experience, and process. So this is my style, and I guess other coaches do it other ways. I know some coaches give you like a 10-minute discovery call or a 15-minute discovery call. My call is long. I spend a minimum of an hour with you. Scott J. Miller says, time-limited dynamic coaching. Yes, thank you for my new tagline. I love it. That's funny. So my style is that I want you to really know me. I go in, I go deep, I pull things out of you pretty quickly and pretty intensely. And that's my style, and that works for my clients, but it may or may not work for you. And that's why I think it's important for you to really have a feel, a sense of the person that you might want to hire. So I say that you can ask anyone for a referral, or you could find a coach on the internet by typing in X type of coach, or you might see a coach posting something that resonates with you on social media. And then in parentheses, I say, yes, I did say, A, find someone on the internet, or B, even on social media. Most of my paid clients have found me that way. Believe it or not, people just find me and then they contact me on my website, and then I'm like, let's do it. Let's have a discovery call. And then, I mean, most of the people, I think I've only had one or two people who haven't hired me after a discovery call. Most people by the end of the discovery call are like, yeah, let's do this. And, but I do want you to know that I'm also vetting you as a client. I want to be sure that I feel that I can offer you the success that you're looking for. So I really only work with people who are really ready, who really want it. And I've had some people who are so wishy-washy and so unsure, and they're just not ready. And I guess maybe that takes another type of coach, not me. And again, I'm not judging, but I work, my avatar client is someone who's really ready. They're ready to move to the next level. They're ready to move ahead in strength. They want to conquer something. They want to transition. They want to find their voice. I've had literally in the last year, 6 people hire me, 5 or 6 people hire me who wanted to find their voice, for example. So how do I select a coach? You can look for one online, you can find somebody in the internet. And then as I said, I believe that the key to a successful relationship is a long discovery call. That's my style. I also want you to know if the coach is willing to invest that time in you as a potential client, because that's how they're going to learn about you as well. I feel things a lot. I feel energy a bit, so I feel things a lot. So I want to feel if it feels like it's going to work out between us. And most importantly, I want you to feel like it is. And so my style is I don't push or pressure and be like, oh, I have to hear back from you within 24 hours. Some people have that. That's not my style because that's not comfortable for me. So I push you in coaching if we're working together, but these are all things that you may experience if you're trying to select a coach. And so you need to know what style works for you. I also say to look for clear testimonials of their work and don't be afraid to ask for references. Coaching is very personal. It's actually intimate. And many of my clients, it's very confidential, and most of them probably wouldn't want, to be a reference. But I have plenty of people I've worked with in a professional coaching capacity who have told me I would be happy to be a reference for you. So by all means, yes, the answer is yes, you can ask a coach for references and you can follow up and make those calls. Hi, Rob. Hi, Howard. More people are joining me. My friend Robin joined. I wonder if she's still laying over somewhere on a canceled flight. Robin, you can let me know that. So then, if you and the coach feel it would be a good working relationship, then what I do is I inform you verbally. I tell you, about my packages, and I follow up in writing. You'll hear from me right away in writing about the package that I would offer. It includes my fees. You should never be surprised by fees. This is one of the things that happens in selecting a coach. Some coaches are very, very expensive, and it's like sticker shock. My fees are right on my website. Again, this is just my style. This is just what I've chosen to do. My fees are right on my website. You want to know how much I charge? Go to my website. You can find out. People who don't publicize their fees like that, you need to ask, and you need to be sure, what exactly the fees are. The last question that I have is a coach worth the money? Is a coach worth the money? And my answer is, it depends on how badly, how deeply, and how much you want to break through or achieve. What is the value to you? And if you're thinking about working with a coach, or you should talk to other people about their work with a coach and ask them, has it been worth it to them? Only you can value the worth of spending that money. It's not inexpensive to hire a coach, but yes, Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I certainly offer sliding scale fees if that's necessary or requested. I want to work with people. I want to be filled and busy all the time. And so you can certainly ask the coach you found if their fees are negotiable. Now, in terms of fees, I do talk in my paper about the fact that I have done a lot of free coaching in my time. And as you may be familiar or aware, when you offer something for free or when somebody takes something for free, they don't value it as much. They may not step up. They may not step in. They may not be like really in it. And that's what I have experienced. And so I do a lot of mentoring. I do free mentoring for young professionals, but that's different. That's not coaching. That's really advising. And I'm happy to do that for free. But for coaching, I really personally feel that paying and investing something in the experience for yourself is important. And then I wrote down, I have found that clients who are clear on what they need to work on or accomplish are happy to spend the money. And I have many clients who have said, this is the best money I ever spent. They feel better, they feel clear, they're excited, they're active, they're activated, they're energized, and they're on target, they're on track. That's not to say that, we don't regress or, still make mistakes, we're all human or whatever, but generally, you're going to know when you're working with a coach, especially if it's weekly, you're going to be knowing that you're on the right track, that you're going in the direction that you want to be going. And so I have a couple of other things here, but I don't want to go on and on. But I do have a meme that I created. It's a picture, and it's a picture of a little blossom, a seedling that bloomed in the dirt. And here's what it says: what if I did something then about what I wished for? Where would I be today? What do you wish for today, and what are you doing about it? And I have other memes that I'm going to be including in the paper, and that's really the bottom line for me with coaching. How much do you want it? How much do you want to achieve or progress in the direction of your goals? How much do you aspire, to create the change that you want to create? If you have a high level of aspiration, if you have a keen desire to get ahead and to move ahead in whatever way you want, then I want to encourage you to think about looking for a coach. Go ahead and make sure you do that long discovery call, ask your questions, and start saving now if you think that you're going to need to make an investment. So that's all for today. I'm going to head back out and pick up the shovel again, probably in a little while. I wanted to thank you so much for joining me today. And if you watch this video, if you see a recording of it and you have any questions, I am going to upload my paper, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about coaching. No obligation. Just ask me questions if you want. You can put them in the chat function, and I'll stay in touch. And Scott J. Miller reminded me, Scott, thank you. I love you. Thank you so much. That's so funny. Scott reminded me to mention my book. Here it is. I did write a book. It's called Your Job is to Be. And it's an anthology to inspire soul connection. It is, in fact, based, it kind of stems from my coaching work, because I believe that part of the basis of coaching is helping you find and make your own soul connection. So thank you, Scott, so much. And then he says, I thought in an excellent elucidation on what a coach can bring to someone and to be prepared for coaching. Thank you so much. That's so kind. And Scott, I want to invite you and encourage you also to put a link to any one of your number of wonderful books right here. I always have people promote their stuff in my Facebook page. So thank you. Yay. Thank you, Scott. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thanks for joining me today. All right. Have a good afternoon. Stay safe and warm, everybody. Bye.